Welcome everyone to the Simpson Storm Coaches Show. I'm Zach Jevney, and today we're talking women's basketball with head coach Brian Niemuth. The Storm are off to a 4-3 start and a 2-0 start in the Iowa Conference. Coach Niemuth, thanks for stopping by.
You bet, Zach.
Now you've got first part of the year you had a couple tough losses, couple close games, but once the conference got rolling around, you're right back at it in the win column. Talk a little bit about the start of the season.
Well, we played a very tough schedule to start with, and we played 3 ranked teams and another team that was receiving votes to be ranked in our first 5 games. And I scheduled those games, and maybe I should fire myself for that. But it was a good test for us. I think for us it showed us what we needed to work on. I think we've improved dramatically since the first game, and I think so far I think it's prepared us for the conference play.
Now, you've been at this a long time. This is your 24th year. What are the keys to success in coaching women's basketball?
Well, I think you've got to have the players buy into the system that you're playing. You've got to make sure that they understand that you care about them and you're not just out to win games. And I think we try and make that very evident to our players that it's not just about them on the court, but it's about them off the court too. And we try and create a family atmosphere within our program, and on the court we try and do the best we can.
You've won 3 consecutive championships. How tough is it going to be to get a 4th, and what goes into having that sort of success year in and year out?
Well, one thing I've learned over the years is it's a lot harder to stay on top than it is to get to the top. Once you get there, everybody they're priming to knock you off, and you're going to get everybody's best effort. So you've got to make sure that you're mentally tough enough to come out every night and give your best effort to counteract that. So it is tough. There just aren't a lot of dynasties anymore, and that's because there's so much parity with athletes, and to have 3 in a row for us, I'm thrilled with. If we happen to get a 4th, I'd be ecstatic. But our goal right now is just to try and be the best team we can be.
You're returning 8 letter winners, but you also lost some. Going to have some new players step in and just feed off of those returning letter winners this year?
Yeah, we've got some transfers that are very talented. I think they're gonna be able to help us as starters next year. Right now, I think they're in our top 10, and they bring some experience. They're sophomores, so they've had a year of college under their belt. So it's tough for freshmen to adjust, play varsity. You're in a new environment. You're in new classrooms. You're making new friends, and it usually takes a year of adjustment. But these transfers have had that year of adjustment, so they've been able to dive right into the basketball world, and they're contributing heavily right now.
What are you looking for out of the rest of the conference this year, knowing that everybody's going to be shooting the 4-0 and trying to knock you off?
I think more than anything, we just kind of worry about ourselves. We're trying to make sure that we get better every day in practice, that we're getting better. We have goals that we set before games. We're hoping to each game get a little bit better in conference, and we don't really worry about, I guess, who we're playing, because everybody in the conference can knock you off if you're not ready. So it's more about making sure that we're playing at the level we need to be.
Now, you mentioned buying into that system. What are the type of things? I know you play a lot of girls. You're up and down quickly. What, I guess, is your philosophy and a style that you want the girls to buy into?
Well, I think it's effort. With the style we play, with the pressing and the running, you got to have effort, and it can't be, I'll give my effort 80% or 90% of the time. What we try and do is get them to understand that if you're playing hard 100% of the time and you make mistakes, that's okay. But if you're only playing hard 80% of the time, then it really hurts us out on the floor. So what we try and do is get them to understand, you might not play as many minutes, but you're going to play a lot of basketball in those minutes that you play, because we're going so fast.
Excellent. Well, good luck this season. Go get that 4th one in a row. Thanks for watching the Simpson Storm Coaches Show.